very good afternoon to one and over present here. It's been a humbling experience listening to the previous people who could always provide a different perspective to sustainability. I stand before you to present the real case scenarios of how we've adopted the sustainable case studies right now. It's been a pleasure to be back to the Gujarat University. We used to come here for the sweep activities during our election campaigns and the election rallies. But then right now, I stand before you to present the case of how and what we think is the future of, in the case of Gujarat scenario. I present before you the case where we'll be representing how the Gujarat model has been working on a sustainable model in energizing and re-energizing Gujarat. As you all know, Gujarat is one of those states which provides uninterrupted power to each one of your homes, your offices, and the campuses like Gujarat University. It is not easily said than done. It was done with huge efforts from the predecessors, with a lot of will from the government, and with a proper global direction. I stand before you to continue the story of what Gujarat has done and to how do we take it ahead from here on. So, just to throw upon how it is done, this is how the important milestones stand in the case of Gujarat. Gujarat, as you all know, over the last 2 decades, has come from electrification of rural areas to electrification of cities, and now transforming from electrification to re-energizing. So Gujarat came up with a solar policy in 2009, which is very important to the present context. Since we also have fossil fuel supported energy systems, and we also have non-fossil supported energy systems, the majority of what stands as of now is fossil fuel based energy systems. So when we talk about sustainability in Gujarat's context, coming for this solar policy, we always took the word called sustainability. Now, having said that, sustainability comes from the Latin word called sustinea. What does sustinea say? It has 3 pillars for sustaining any process. For sustaining any process in a phased manner, we need to take 3 pillars into the context. So the first pillar is always the environment, Mother Nature, who has given birth to all of us and has made us live in comparison in a better way than what she is living today. The second you should all have is think about society, because we are a social human being. It is a social being where we need to live along with the society. We need to be compatible with the environment, which is the foremost and important. And third comes the economy. Unless and until we talk about development, we cannot sustain for a long process. So to have a sustained environment, to have a sustained society, and to have a sustained developed economy, we need to think about re-energizing and moving away from fossil fuel based fuels. So once this Gujarat solar policy was done, how do we take it ahead? Initially, we had thermal-based coal-fired plants, we had lignite-fired plants, we also had gas-based power stations. Slowly, if you see, looking at the installed capacity of Gujarat, I'll be talking about in the coming slides, we need to focus more on re-energizing through solar and wind, and as well as hybrid products from right now. So after the announcement of the policy, Gujarat started off with the first ultra-mega solar park, which was in a place called Charanka, which is on the northern part of Gujarat, which GPCL had taken up during as a challenging project. And after which we have completely taken Gujarat into a different phase altogether. I'll also be talking about how the windmill projects have also been helping Gujarat to follow a sustainable model. After which, once these 2 were done, then we gained confidence and we went on to start the next ultra-mega solar power park, which was in a place called Raganesada, which is again on the northern Gujarat border, adjoining the international border. Next, when this was done, the dream project started. We started off with the world's largest solar energy park, which is an ultra-mega solar energy park, which would soon be commencing, and all of you would be witness to all that, which the government of Gujarat and the government of India is driving in a very phased manner. And to add on to that, we in Gujarat are the first in the country to have a fully solarized, solar-powered village, which is in a place called Modera, that is in Mehsana, which has become an international destination for all the delegates who come over from G20 to G6 to G8. Now, talking about the next future, we also have ventured into offshore wind as well as green hydrogen, which is the new buzzword in the town. And I will be dwelling upon each and one of those projects right now. Talking about RE power generation, if you see the gray color and the little gray color over that, it is coal and gas, which is always a peculiar model where you see during 2015 to 2023, over the period of about 8 years, during the last decade, you see there is almost a constant use of coal and gas. And after which you see the growth story of the green, which always we've been talking about the green buzzword. It started off with 4,638 megawatts. It has reached to 21,897 megawatts in just a phase of 8 years. If you see the overall renewable energy capacity, out of the 100% capacity of what Gujarat has, the renewable energy factor has come close to 50%. We have reached about 46%. In the India scenario, India has about 16% of the total value of solar energy. So if you talk about renewable energy, if you talk about renewable resources, India accounts for about 16%, whereas Gujarat has reached to about 46% of its own energy use. Now talking about that, we are in close competition with a state called the southern state of Tamil Nadu for the wind install capacity, where the power generation is always dependable because we have a very long coastline. Gujarat, having been blessed with the longest coastline in India, has now beaten the state of Tamil Nadu also, and we are now first in the country in terms of installed wind energy capacity. So these days, if you are happily switching on your electric fans and air conditioners, and if you see that power is not going, it is not just because of thermal power, it is being sustained and added because of the wind energy power projects. Adding to that, second to Rajasthan, we are now second in terms of installed capacity. We are about 10.4 gigawatts. So we are second in the country. As soon as Khavda happens, we will be the first in the country to have the highest installed capacity, which would go to about 44 gigawatts. And that is not far away, it's in just 1 or 2 years right from now. We also intend to plan to become the world's largest solar energy producer. One state of Gujarat will be contributing more than 50% of what the entire country would be contributing in a very, very rapid time, if you see. So having said that, as of now, we are second in total RE installed capacity in the country. Now I'll tell you how we are doing this on a day-to-day basis. So these are the major renewable energy projects in Gujarat. I'll just throw a light into this. So, yeah. So this is the Charanka Ultra Mega Energy Project, which was visioned, planned, executed, and commissioned in an area of about 5,000 plus acres. It's approximately 5,384 acres. The work started in the year 2011, and the work completed by the year about 2013. If you see the cost of the tariff, generally in energy terms we call it the tariff, that is the rate of power, kilowatt hour in unit terms. So it was initially 15 rupees per unit. The leadership provided by Gujarat at that time helped us execute these projects. So the project executors started off with 15 rupees per unit, which has drastically come down, say approximately to 2.5 or 2.8 rupees per unit as of now. So if you can see that if the power is becoming cheaper, which started off at 15 rupees that time, has come down to 2, it is a massive upscaling of all these projects which has added to the sustainable models. Having said that, this has brought about a huge impact on the society, reduce the carbon emissions from the environment, as well as adding to the economical status in that area, particular area of the society. We also do CSR projects in the society to help the people help better education, gain better healthcare, gain better Anganwadi access, gain better access to sanitation. So all these activities come as an economic developmental activity, apart from safeguarding the societal goals of a sustainable model. After this was done is what put Gujarat into the global scenario, where we could project ourselves as a solar capital. Having said that, Gujarat also has a vast land of wastelands which is being currently utilized in a phased manner. I'll be talking about that in the coming slides. So this is the second project where we took up. Again, you can see this is about 700 megawatts, comprising an area of 3,477 acres. You can imagine the scale. It's not just 1 acre, 2 acre, 3 acres, or about 20 acres. It's scale of 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 acres. So this project was again conceived and implemented in the year 2014. This is again adding to about we are adding to another 30 megawatts in this present project, which will be again scaling up. So it's about 7 plus 7, it's about 1400 megawatts of energy coming from these two parks. Now, if you see how this is helping the local economy, wastelands otherwise were, barren deserts, or where it was a place where you could not grow anything. So we don't go into agriculture fields where agriculture needs to be sustained. All of you know the food which we eat comes from the poor farmers, or nowadays we should not say poor because they are growing because of the new evergreen revolution that is happening. These farmers are also adopting these kind of units. We also currently have small grid-based units where farmers are also told that they could put smaller parks wherein they can feed into the main grid, gain money out of it. This was a very good model where it was adopted, and now you see all the farmers have seen this, that this is what the state is earning from. Now what they're doing, the farmers put up small grids of say around 0.5 megawatts, 1 megawatt in their farms. They put it in the grid and they become net exporters of energy rather than consumers of energy. So they have started earning money, they have started consuming power, and as well as producing power and contributing to the national grid. So this is the fourth pillar which I would want to speak about. All of you would have heard about the Sun Temple in Modera, which is just hardly about 100 kilometers from here. So it was a vision of the government where we wanted to give a new phase manner for the Sun Temple. Sun Temple had an ancient history, a long history which was proven in track record. So how do we re-energize that and provide power for the topic? If you look into this temple lighting was done on a solar model. So what we did, we put up a solar park in the village nearby. So that is the Modera Sun Temple you see, which has been lit. To garner the knowledge, you should all be visiting this place. I would request you to visit this place because it is the first in India where the solar park is powering the entire village. All the villages are on solar rooftop, where each and every villager is now producing power and also exporting power because of the net metering. Apart from which, this solar park also lights the central lighting in the village, the waterworks, the drainage works. We use pumps and everything is lit on solar power. And we have also added battery enabled storage for these grids in the village. You can see the parking facilities also have solar panels there. So even these gets charged. We are also coming up with charging stations for electric vehicles in this village. So this is called the BESS, Battery Energy Storage System. It is basically a lithium-ion based storage system. These days you also have sodium-ion and other technologies which is coming up. But we went for a proven technology. Now what is happening is, after a year of installation, the entire village is not having any electricity bills to pay. They in fact sell the power to the nearby DISCOM, and they are being paid on a monthly basis. Apart from which, the temple is always lit in the evenings. Whenever there is a delegation visit or whenever there is a festival or any programs happening, it is completely lit on solar batteries. So now we have guaranteed an uninterrupted power. This is the one which you should all be knowing about. This is the so-called the ultra mega hybrid solar park, which would soon be coming in the district of Kutch. So this is about 72,400 acres, and this is going to be the world's largest solar energy park, producing 30,000 megawatts of energy. So there are multiple players and multiple stakeholders who would be contributing to this. But yes, this would put Gujarat's map on the global stage. There are claims which say that once this is done, we would be able to see it from space directly, and probably on your Google Maps also very easily. So this is one of the mission which has been taken up on a grand scale by the government of India as well as the government of Gujarat. These are pictures of how the work is being done, the pile works and the installation of modules and all those things. Now, having said that, solar is not just the only option. We also have wind energy, we also got tidal energy. Gujarat is the highest producer of wind energy in the country as of now. The first one was commissioned in 2011 after the solar policy of 2009. And as of now, we have got an installed capacity of more than 100 megawatts. 20 is specific to the windmills, which is done by the power company of GPCL. what is the way forward towards sustainability? Since I told that it has to sustain over a period of time, it has to sustain the economy, it has to sustain the society, and it has to be friendly to the environment. Where we make huge claims after the UNFCCs, the COP28s, the IPCC panels which happen, we agree to those terms, and we say that we would commit to decarbonizing the energy ecosystem. And we also say that we are heading to net zero in a quite a lot of time. How do we do it? So the Gujarat Power Corporation, as of now, has started this on a very big scale. The next future projects which would be coming are the near-shore projects which we are taking up in a place called Mahua in Bhavnagar. This is about 1,000 meters from the shore, that's the beach. So this would be producing about 100 megawatts of energy, which you all see in Europe and elsewhere. You would soon be seeing this in Gujarat in a very, very short time. So this project is being conceived. And after which we are delving into about 30 gigawatt of ultra sea based mega projects in the sea. So this will be about 12 nautical miles from the shore. It will be from the exclusive economic zone of India, wherein the initial phase will be about 500 megawatts of offshore wind. You can see the mills and turbines would be on sea. So certain would be, the pillars would be going down, certain would be floating. But yes, we are soon starting this 500 megawatts, and very soon we would produce another 30 gigawatts of offshore wind, and this is the future. So Gujarat is delving into this. This is the new buzz in town, green hydrogen. Gujarat, having said that, is going to be the destination for green hydrogen in the country. The National Green Hydrogen Mission has a big ambition of producing 5 million metric tons of green hydrogen in the years to come. That's about 5 years from now. And the goal is to bring the cost of hydrogen to $1 per liter. As of now, the Gujarat has conceived a huge wasteland allocation policy, based on which it has been allocated to the stakeholders. And the stakeholders would be putting up systems of electrolyzers, plants, port infrastructure, transport infrastructure, shipping infrastructure. And soon you would say, 5 years from now, you take my word, Gujarat is going to be the global leader in the production of green hydrogen. This is the future, and we would be soon replacing the fuels, the fossil-based fuels presently which has been in the market, will slowly be taken over by electric and later on by hydrogen. So hydrogen as a fuel would be the future.